I think that, and I know you've talked about this on Locked On Browns. I think they find a veteran quarterback to bring in. Your thoughts on that
Yeah.
relative to next season? And if it could be a trade, for somebody like
Yeah.
Mac Jones, it could be Malik Willis. Those are guys that are kind of out there that I think probably will be here if they can find a way to do it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you in that thinking. I do believe that they're going to explore. I mean, Andrew Berry basically told you that, right? Like not that they were going to necessarily bring in a veteran for sure, but he told you, they're not sitting here in January and cementing anything in stone as far as the quarterback position is concerned for 2026. Like they're going to weigh their options. They're going to see what's out there. They're going to sort of figure out what makes the most sense for them. And I think exploring that veteran market is probably on the menu, especially once they get a head coach in here and he sort of decides what he's looking for in a quarterback. I that doesn't mean Shador can't be part of the plans. I think it's probably another year where it's like an open competition between a couple guys, and maybe Shador gets a better shot this year than he did last year because they painted it as this four-way quarterback competition, but we all knew and saw in front of us that it wasn't really a four-way quarterback competition. So I'm interested to see what that looks like, but I agree. They probably bring in another veteran, and honestly, like the ripple effects down the depth chart as well will be interesting if they do that, because like, do they for sure have Shador Sanders and Dylan Gabriel back next year? Because if the plan if we're already sort of penciling in that Deshaun Watson's going to be here because of the contract situation, is it a guarantee that like that's one spot taken? Would they keep four quarterbacks this time around? I don't know. Andrew Berry isn't really one to move on from third round picks super early, but also if that was Kevin's guy, which is what we all sort of understand it was, he's not here anymore. So are you as committed to Dylan Gabriel as you were, back when you drafted him and during the season? I don't know. So if you're sort of like drawing straws on who's going to be here, I think it's probably Deshaun, another veteran, and then maybe just one of these rookies from this past year. And it'll sort of be interesting to see how that sort of sorts itself out in general. But that's kind of my early read on it. And I think that's a question that's going to be better answered once we get a new head coach and once we sort of see how things start to play out with free agency and who they pursue.